Hi chums. Okay, so back again. We're down to our last 3 pots. I had a bit of an emergency on Easter Sunday. I realised I had no potatoes, so I had to race down here and get a pot for dinner, so I hadn't time to do a video. But I'm sure you'll forgive me eventually. The very first thing I need to say is thank you very much for all the lovely comments you left on the last video. It was really nice to come back after nearly 3 years, I suppose, and get a reception like that, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I like the comments. I think the comments are a big part of videos, you know, but I would hate to be in a position where I had so many subscribers I couldn't answer them. You know, as you get somebody else with a huge number, they just can't, it's just impossible for them to answer comments, you know. But when I've only got a few subscribers, I try my best to keep up with them, you know. One of the things I've noticed is that I'm not getting comments posted on the page sometimes. I get an alert on my email, I'll go to the page, the comments there in the video, but when I go to comments, there's maybe a couple of comments sitting sitting in the comment inbox on YouTube. Is that right? Yeah. But they haven't been sent through, so I don't know what's going on there. So I try to find them. So if you don't get an answer, it could be because I haven't found your comment yet, that it hasn't come through. But I do my best to keep up. So what have we got here? As you can see, we have got, what's wrong with that? We have nothing. I think they're Sharp O'Meara, but the sun has bleached that label, so we'll see how we get on. We'll know as soon as we open the pot what they are. The colour Sharp, or like a blue purpley colour. And we've got look at this. We've got 2 more labels in the bottom, however that happened. And they both say Cara, so I don't know what's going on there. Right, so just get rid of this bit of root here. So as usual, I pulled all the rubbish off the top of this before I started. I can't find my piggin. My piggin is somewhere in the greenhouse here. The one that Walter made for me and sent from Nova Scotia. And I can't find it. So I don't know, I'm getting a bit distressed about it. But I know it's here, like it's not a case where I've lost it. Right, these look more like Cara than Sharp O'Meara. Look at this. They're starting to grow, but we'll just pull those boys off and they'll be as good as any. I've got lots of other potatoes up there that I'm keeping for seeds, so this is no loss, you know. I've got lots of seed potatoes. Here, look at these. This is these are the best Caras I've got so far. Are you getting that picture? Here, what are we seeing? I might have to move you a bit here. I think that's better there. These are the best Cara I've got so far. I've noticed something. I made homemade chips with French fries with Sharp O'Meara last year, and they were absolutely beautiful. And I made some on yesterday, the day before, no, what day was it? Sunday. I made roast potatoes with Sharp O'Meara on Sunday, and they were kind of leathery on the outside. The ones I made into French fries were lovely and soft, and not soft. They were lovely and light on the outside. They weren't all hard and dried out. So I don't know if that's a function of the potatoes are pretty old now, you know, like you can see there's lots of eyes on them, you know. So maybe they're starting to lose condition a wee bit. So these are going to be boiled, so it's not going to matter. I boiled these last night. I boiled some Cara last night and they were absolutely fine. And lots of roots. I will reuse this compost again, and I'll just add some fertilizer to it. I use up to 3 times and then put it out in the beds. We don't have beds now, so I spread it in flower beds, you know, or anywhere it needs raised up a wee bit in the lawn or something like that. I would put it there. But before I use it, I'll sieve through it pretty well, so I'm not putting loads of weed roots and stuff out, you know. I think that might be the end of that pot. So what's been happening? Right, boys, COVID. Ho ho, it's all over, eh? No, it's not. There was a group of wood turners here I'm involved with. There's about 10 of us. And we meet up on a Wednesday morning for a cup of coffee. And I've been doing this since about, when they started relaxing the thing last year, we'd all got our second injections and we were all free, and we tested every morning before we went to meet each other on a Wednesday morning. It was supposedly for wood turning, but it was really for eating buns and cake and wheat and bread and stuff. And we met up, no problems whatsoever. Everybody was safe, and if anybody had a sniffle or a wee cold or something, just in case they didn't turn up, so everything was great. Then we got our 3rd injection. I got my 4th one a couple of weeks ago. So we're getting more confident. We go to a place called the Woodshed in Temple Patrick for demos on a Tuesday night. And 3 of the boys that were in one of the cars were positive the next day. And on the Friday, 2 people who were at the Wednesday morning getting together of the same people were positive as well. So there's 5 people positive out of 8 that were involved, and I had sniffles, but I was positive. I was negative all weekend and right up to now, so I'm happy enough. And my other friend, he was the same. He had some sniffles, but he wasn't bad. But one of the people they're absolutely miserable, but they're testing negative, so they're getting symptoms, but they're not positive for COVID, which is good, you know. But they're getting exactly the same awful sickness that a couple of others have. It affects people so differently, you know. Some are saying it's nothing. Others are saying they could hardly breathe. One guy at the moment is saying it's the worst he ever felt when he had like a coldy flu type thing. So it just depends on you, basically, how you react to it, you know. Some people actually get through it and not even know they had it, apparently, you know. So it's just a case we still have to be careful, you know. So I'll just keep wearing my mask, you know. I've noticed here, mask compliance here was really good, like 100%. But I've noticed now with withdrawing the masks here now, withdrawing the regulation, put it that way, and about 35-40% of people were wearing them last week. And I've noticed this week we're down to about 25%. But I'm going to keep wearing mine because I just have to be so careful, you know. But what do you call it? The way I look at it is, the masks is basically the same as putting your hand over your mouth when you cough, just in case you have it, to stop you passing it on to somebody else when you breathe out the molecules and stuff, you know. I don't know how much protection you get going in the way, but I think it's more to help people that you don't spread it, you know. But anyway, whatever the science behind it and stuff, I've been wearing my mask and I haven't got it yet, so I'm going to keep wearing it, you know. But I have my dinosaur mask. You all saw my dinosaur mask, and it's got a bit worn and a bit sad looking. And I went to get another one, and I couldn't get it. The girl that made them, Marianne, Nightlife Fashion on Etsy UK, didn't make them, but I sent her a message, and I'll tell you what, good for Marianne. She came back and said, I've put a couple up on my site now if you want to grab them. So I'll grab 2 more, so I'll be wearing masks for another while yet, you know. And I don't care what people say or what they think or anything else. At the end of the day, I'm the one that's going to get sick if I get sick, so I'll look after myself, you know. So anyway, there's where we are. It hasn't gone away. Now, where are we at now? Yeah, I've been watching a couple of my friends online. Oh, right, I'm going to put a link in my video for a friend of mine called Tom McLean. He does a thing called Positive Belfast, and he does little videos, local history and stuff like that. It's really good stuff. And he goes out in the motorbike, and his videos are short little history things, and he did a fantastic one in the graveyard on the Crumlin Road. I think it was a Crumlin Road, Antrim Road. He did a brilliant one about this, an old graveyard up there. But he was doing potatoes, so he decided to plant some potatoes, and I think he put in 30 pots of potatoes. 40. I tell you what, he's going to be eating a lot of potatoes, that's for sure, you know. But that's the problem with it. You buy a couple of bags of potatoes of different types, and you end up with a whole load of them. You know, you'd be better going with somebody and splitting the bag between you, you know, because I've been in that position so many times. What I do now is, whenever I get my potatoes up around this time of year, when they're starting to get a bit of, what do you call it on them? A bit of roots and stuff on them. When I see that starting, I will take a few out and set them aside in seed trays that my friend Andy gave me. Andy Mills, if you're out there, I haven't forgotten about you. So I'm using your dad's seed trays that he made for my potatoes, so they're getting ready to go. I'm going to put them in. I was going to put them in this week, actually, hopefully today, but I just saw the weather forecast and it is absolutely appalling. Apparently there's a huge Arctic front that's going to come down from Siberia. Next week it's going to hit Scotland, England and Northern Ireland, and they're talking -5, so that's not going to be very good. Although at the same time the potatoes will be buried in the pots, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'd be more worried about getting that sort of frost in May, you know, and we do get frost right up to June here where we are in the north of Ireland. See, we're at the same latitude as Alberta in Canada, at 65 degrees north. or 56 degrees north, sorry. So it means we get the same sort of, we're the same latitude, we don't get the same cold weather because we've got a maritime climate and the Atlantic keeps us fairly warm. But what do you call it? So we can still get late frosts very easily up at this height, you know. Right, so what do we do now? We get the plastic bag out, and today I was asked to weigh them today, so I'm going to do that. Oh, I'll tell you what, see the bag on Sunday, the bag of sour, was just like saying you want to see the size of the fish I caught. Well, you want to see the size of the fish I caught on Sunday at a bag of Sarpos, and they're about £12. It was brilliant, but just, what's that, about 5.5 kilos. Right, so here we are, and hello, and we're on, what are we on? We're on pounds, so here we go, pounds, here we go. What have we got? Oh, that's not very good. Where are we at? I can't find myself here. 3.8 pounds. Oh, that's not very good. That's just about, what's that, about 1.5 kilos. 1.73 kilos. I'm pretty rusty on the kilos at the moment because I haven't done this for so long. It's only 3 and 4 pounds of potatoes. Well, I suppose it's better than a kick in the ass. Right, so that's those ones done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off, and then I'm going to go and get another pot, and we'll stitch that video onto the end of this one. Okay, see you in a minute. Right, so we're on another one now. These were, I don't know what, once again the label's gone. The label's gone, but I suspect they're Cara again because they were beside the other pot. But look at this here. Look at all the eyes coming up with the shoots coming up, so it's going to be lots of activity in here. One time I left a pot like that just for a bit of fun to see what would happen if I didn't bother harvesting it. And two things happened. I could hardly get the potatoes out of the pot because it was so badly crammed, and the potatoes were all just deformed because they were all pushing against each other so much in the pot, you know, and they didn't do very well because there's so much competition for food. So there was no advantage in doing that, you know. So here we go. Yeah, these are Cara again. You can see by that. Now, I'll tell you what, these are, look at those. There's not much wrong with that, is there? So I'm well pleased with that now. So, where are we at now? So the weather here is beautiful. The temperature in here at the moment is 20 degrees or 70 Fahrenheit. So we're just getting to the borderline between us living and dying in Ireland. You know, once it goes over 70, we'll all panic and run for cover, you know. But it's a lovely day. It's a bit of a wind, which is nice, and what do you call it? It's very pleasant indeed. But the wind is kind of cool, you know. It wouldn't be it's about 14 degrees outside in the car there, which is about 15, 60. So it wasn't as hot outside when you're outside the greenhouse. Now the greenhouse has got holes in the roof here, so we're getting pretty close to what the temperature actually is. But in this wee spot where I am, I'm surrounded by glass, and it's pretty warm, you know. So not a whole lot to report. Once again, the old COVID's still locking me down, you know. I'm not going out as much as I want to, but I just, as I said earlier, I have to be careful, you know. I'm finding some great stuff on YouTube, that's for sure, you know. There's some really good stuff there, and some great channels, so I'm enjoying those. Mostly to do woodwork and wood turning. Now I don't do flat woodwork and stuff, but I love watching boys making jigs and stuff for table saws. And I've got a big jet cabinet saw which I need to make jigs for. I need to make a table saw sled for it, and I'm going to make, I've seen one there today, and I think it's the one I'm going to make because it's not that difficult, but it's very accurate, it looks like. And I'm also going to make John Heiss's miniature sled or micro sled, or whatever you call it, for doing small stuff. That's a good wee sled. One of the problems I have with my saw is that I saw a leather jacket there, and there's wee people. But I saw a leather jacket, and those go out to the robin. But one of the problems I have is I've only got one miter slot in my table saw, but one half of the table slides, So you can use that as a sliding table, obviously. So we don't need the second slot. But I've seen guys making tables, tables for it, and they work dead on. The guy Andy sent me stuff, which is very kind of him. I've actually used his plans for the one that got made so far, and it's my basis for starting. But the one that I'm thinking of copying as well is actually just the same as Andy's, only just a slight difference in the way the things are measured on it. There's a particular gauge you can buy that's very, very secure. I might buy that, but I might just improve the stop that I'm going to be making anyway, you know. It's not that critical for the work I do. I don't need 100% accuracy, you know, for the stuff I do. I'm not building cabinets and stuff, you know, in kitchens and that there, you know, but close enough is good enough for me. So that's that. There's that bag near done. So as I say, there hasn't been a whole lot of exciting happening because I've been lying low, but I've been out a few times, up to the woodshed, as I said, the last part of the video, and up there, see, most of the things, I'm 65 nearly, and I'm one of the young ones, you know, so most of the people up there have got underlying health problems. So the way it works is, you come up and you wash your hands, you do the hand sanitizing on the way in, you get your temperature taken, which is not it's not foolproof, but it does let you know if you're sick or not, maybe, you know, if you've got a temperature of some sort, maybe you're not aware of it, you see it, so it wouldn't do, maybe it doesn't do any harm, but everybody wears masks, and the masks are good because it's a very dusty environment, so apart from COVID or anything else, it's actually beneficial in the sense that you're not breathing in all the sanding dust and stuff, you know, so from that point of view it's worthwhile, you know. But it's been pretty good so far, except that we outbreak there on Tuesday, and it was the same boys, and all the boys in the one car seemed to get it, you know. So we don't know if they got it there and brought it home, or they brought it with them and it just spread in the car. But it is what it is. So that's where we are. But I don't know about the rest of it. I'm getting kind of tired of it all, you know. But that's the problem. We need to stay alert, you know. Well, I need to anyway because of my health situation, you know. So maybe if I was younger and fitter and having the same issues I have now, I wouldn't be so worried, but I'm not worried about getting it now. I was very worried at the start because I would definitely have died if I got it, you know, there'd be no question about that, you know. So I don't want to die yet, like, you know, I'm happy enough to hang around for another while yet, you know, unless you're all sick of me, you know, but you know, I'll put up with you for a while. I'll put up with you for another while, you know. So that's that. Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to weigh these boys, right? So we need another bag, don't we? Because we certainly can't put our potatoes into the same bag as the other ones. Right, so here we go. Here's our wee pot. I'll just take that out. Right. I think it's going a bit heavier, actually. I can't even guess. It's so long since I've done this, I can't even guess. I'm going to guess 5. I'm going to guess in that one about 5.5, 6. I'm going to guess 5.5 pounds. But it is a guess, because as I say, it's so long since I did it, you know. Right, so here we go. Hello, and we're on pounds, so we'll stick her in there, and we have, oh, not bad. Where are we at? 5.5 pounds. What's that? About 2 kilos. 2.5 kilos. So there you are. That's alright, I'm happy enough with that. Right, so one more to go, the last one, folks. So I'll get it and then stitch it onto the other 2 videos. Okay, bye bye. Right, this is the last pot, folks. How sad. So these should be roosters. Once again, the names come off them. I think next year I'm going to make wooden ones of these here, boys, and make wooden ones, because I've used the Chinagraph pencil, you know, the wax pencil that you mark steel and stuff with. Doesn't work at all in this plastic. This wears off as well. I've used the Sharpies. I've used another type of felt marker and it didn't work. It's supposedly indelible, indelible laundry marker. Tried it. So I'm going to make wooden ones and burn those with pyrograph, and that should be, they should hold their shape. So this is pretty bad shape, this one, look, it's really bad. But these are roosters. It doesn't feel very heavy at all. And I'm guessing they're roosters because of the position the pot was in, you know. Excuse me a second, just throwing out the weeds there. I'm actually filling up a hole beside the front of the greenhouse here. So I just throw my rubbish in there. And it does the job. So there's lots of roots, but that's mostly to do with grasses. It's very dry. Right, so... Oh, this is hard. I think it's going to be a disaster. So as I say, the roosters, these... Oh, here we are. What are those? Those are roosters, yeah. You can see they're a reddy colour. They're usually more red than that, but this is late in the season now, you know. And more red and a lot bigger. But those were actually roosters that my friend Brendan gave me from his farm. They grew roosters. They grow roosters at home, and he gave us those, and they're absolutely beautiful. See when they're coming out of the field in the autumn time, they're really beautiful. Right, so they're not just so bad, but they're very small. I'll maybe use those for seed, you know, because by the time you peel them, there'll be nothing left, you know. And they're not good enough. I would normally boil potatoes in their skin when they're fresh, because the skin's got the best part of it good in it, you know. But I wouldn't be bothered boiling those because the skin's pretty crappy on them, you know. It's all dried out and one thing and another, so we'll leave that. But the so as I say, everything's going okay. It's hard to think of something to talk about. One of the problems is I can't remember all the things I've told you, you know. So that's kind of difficult. But what I'm doing is I'm going to set out a wee program for videos during the year, and I'm going to tell you things and do a bit of history, my own history stuff thing, like I do with the wee reviews. As I walk around the garden, as I do other jobs in the workshop, I do a bit of turning and stuff, because it means that it's the history. When I die, there'll be stuff there that people have forgotten about and they don't know about. Because I'm finding now that my aunts and uncles are in their late 80s and early 90s, and we're going to them now asking for a lot of information, and they're able to give us hugely golden information about our own family, you know. And it's kind of when you realise how valuable that information is when you think it might be gone. So see there, that's where the potato was. That was the original potato. This soil is not even worth keeping. Do you know, that's just absolutely stuffed full of roots. This is going to go into the garden. I'll not even bother putting potatoes back in this here again. Oh my goodness, this is the worst reveal ever, you know. The wee thing there, when I was doing work here in the garden a few years ago, and they got the diggers was in doing stuff, and a big pile of compost over at the far side there, and it's throwing potatoes, like stuff like this here, wee old potatoes in there, but they'd grown, and the digger man came over and says to me, "Hey boy, I've just come across a whole bed of potatoes there." And I said, "Where?" He said, "In your compost." And I went, "That's stuff I threw in last year." He went, "Can I have them?" I said, "Of course you can have them." So we got a few bags and he went over. You want to see the spuds we pulled out of the compost heap, and he said it kept them going for nearly 3 weeks. The amount of stuff we got out of it, you know. So what do you call it? That was good from that point of view. No waste then, you know. But I never even thought. I never thought that even throwing stuff that size into the compost would have any effect, but it sure did. So if you don't want potatoes all over your garden, make sure you don't put them anywhere in it, because they will come up. Even growing them in the beds, even growing them in the pots, I've had potatoes come up in the beds the next year. It just takes one root to get out through the side and develop a wee tuber on it, and that's it. So, no waste. This is getting to be kind of annoying now, because I can't even get through the stuff right, you know. I'll tell you one thing, there's going to be potatoes in the garden this next year, because I can't get all these wee boys out. They're too small. So they're going to be seed potatoes. Those ones are, they can go into the waste bin, you know, to take away the skips, the rubbish, the town dumpy thing, you know, where it gets all turned back into compost again. Here in our council area, with the brown bin where they put in all your kitchen waste and garden waste and stuff. And then at this time of the year, they cook it all up into compost. And this time of year, you can go back, and all you have to do is show your rates bill for your house tax that you've paid, and they give you as many bags as you want nearly. I think they limit it to 4 bags per house, but see towards around about the end of May, people have got what they want. So you can go in and fill trailer loads of it for nothing, you know, and they're just glad to get rid of it because they have to stock it, you know. So, store it, sorry. So it's good to you get it back again. Basically, you get your rubbish back. Only it's worth using, you know. Am I going to weigh these? Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to weigh them a minute because just for curiosity's sake, just see how humiliating this is. I could put something on this like worst reveal ever, and I'll put a photograph of an aeroplane with an ice cream cone coming out the window and an elephant standing on the tail, and get all the clickbait, and then people will get that, and then I'll realise after I've done that and got me 27 million views that I haven't monetized the video, so it was all pointless, you know. But the clickbaits are annoying, you know. The clickbaits are annoying, and you know when you're clicking on it, you know what it's going on. But I will allow that some of the people I subscribe to do the clickbait type thumbnails, but they actually relate to what's in the video. It's really annoying when you click on something that looks really interesting and it's got nothing to do with the video whatsoever, but they've got to click, which is all they want, you know. So I thought retention time was something to do with it, because as soon as that happens I turn the video off, but maybe just haven't clicked on it enough to keep the advertisers happy. But I don't get the ads, I don't get ads on YouTube anyway, because I just use ad blocker for everything, you know. And Ad Blocker Plus is very, very good, and it's free and it works well, and I'm still thanking my potatoes here. So that's what I just Ad Blocker on, that's it. And I don't monetize my videos. I get for a long number of years I got tortured, especially when my channel was building up, and as the guys monetizing guys saw the increase, they were wanting to get in on the act, and they were offering me all these super deals to promote my channel and make money and all this sort of stuff. And there was 2 issues. Number one, when I worked out, I had about 6,000 subscribers then. I don't know what I have now. I don't even know what I have now, but I had about 6 then, and I worked out that if 10% of my subscribers clicked on 10% of the ads as a thank you, or as a wee sort of a goodwill gesture, I would earn about $23 a year in revenue. So a friend of mine, he had the same numbers as me, and he did monetize his video, and I think he earned $23 and something cents, exactly what I predicted from my own channel, and he had seen the same thing on his own. The numbers were exactly the same, the 10% clicking on 10% of the videos. So it was a good guess on my part, I suppose, you know. It just worked out all right, but the same numbers, and one monetized, one not. But the big problem was, it wasn't the money. It was the fact that I would lose control of my channel, and then I would be required to put out a video once a week or twice a week, depending on what the deal was. And you know when somebody's monetized, especially years ago, you'd be getting them saying things like, well now, if there's any wee projects you'd like to see me doing, or if there's anything I've done here, please drop me a message and I'll go back over it again. Or if you're having any problems with one of your own projects, get in touch and we'll see if we can work on something together. Because we're running out of ideas, you know, especially in the wood turning, because everything in wood turning has been done, you know. The big saviour for wood turning, in a way, for the guys who monetized, was resin, because resin opened up another whole new world of wood turning. But I didn't want that hassle of having to try and think of new videos and basically force myself to make videos. This is my hobby. This is not for making money. I'm very lucky that I don't have to do that. So this is my hobby, you know. I don't want anybody else to control that, you know. So it means I've got freedom. I can put videos up when and as I want, you know. So there you go. That's where we are. So there'll be no monetization here, no matter how good the deal is. What is that there? I don't know what that is. It looks very suspicious, like I don't know what that is. Some sort of moldy type thing, you know. Right, we'll give the hands a good scrub now. So that's where we are, folks. Will I weigh them? Oh, well, I'll weigh them. The humiliation begins. Right, so There's a wee bit of dirt in there, but it's going to stay because I need as much help as I can get. Right, so I'm going to say 1 pound and 1 ounce. Where's the scale? Here we go. Oh! Right, so this, and I'll tell you what, the same battery in this, hello, the same battery in this as there was when I stopped doing this about 3 years ago. So we've got kilos, what's that? We're in pounds now. So what did I say, 1.1 pounds? So there we are. And it is, oh, Christ, it's not even one, it's 0.1 of a pound. It can't be that. Do you know what it is? It's just not heavy enough to register properly. There's about at least a pound in that. What I'll do is, when I go up to the house, I'll use a different scale up there to measure it, because the it's, look at that there. Look at the ounces. 1 ounce. So obviously it's not enough there to register weight. You know. Hold on, I can't even get it past 1 ounce. Right, there's not. What's that there now? We'll go back to the units again and see when we get this done. Kilos, pounds, right. We'll try again. Maybe it was just having a bad day. Oh, here we are now. Oh, here, better than I thought. What's that? 1.85 pounds. What's that? About 0.75 kilos. 0.8 of a kilo. What do we say? Yeah. 0.85 kilos. That's not almost 2 pounds. That's all right. So, but they're absolutely useless for anything, you know. They're no good. So there you go, folks. That's that for a wee while now. Now, the next one's going to be a wee video just to show the state of the garden. I have a bit of work to do. I got my grass cut today, which was good. It's hard to cut. It's very dense at the moment because it's just started growing, you know. So it's got a real dense thatched affair, you know. So I'm cutting at number 7, the highest at the moment. I can't get down to 5 for another month or 2 yet. But that's where we are, and I'll do a wee run around the garden, get it tidied up a bit, and then do a wee garden video. Okay? All the best now. Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.